What's going on, YouTube? What's up, man? It's your boy Trucker Richie Rich coming back to you on these ones and twos, trying to make some dollars. Hope it don't make no sense out here, baby. I'm up here in Indiana. It's cold as a mother sucker up here, brother. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know, one thing, I'm from the Northeast and the South. So when I got here to this Midwest and out the Pacific Northwest and wintertime hit, listen, y'all ain't never felt no cold like the cold out here. I mean, I remember one year it was negative 15 degrees. It was so cold that when you breathe, it felt like knives into your chest. But that's all we do for the game of trucking, right? So I know I haven't been making videos lately, but I'm about to make a update. The reason I haven't been making videos, sorry, camera, please. The reason I haven't been making videos, man, I've been running solo and running kind of hard a little bit. You know, lastly, these loads I have this week are being kind of laid back. I haven't been have to run as hard as I normally do. I love these little 300 and 400 mile loads. You kind of take your time getting there, and they pay pretty well. I wish I could do that for the rest of the week. It seemed like for a while I was running loads like 1,000 miles in a day and a half. I mean, super tight, super tight. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about something, man, that happened to me. I guess the title of this video will be the weirdest, strangest things that happen in trucking. I've been on this road for almost 9 years. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The last 30 days, I done had a couple scares in my trucking career. Um, just weird things, man. Weird, strange things. Um, one thing I wanted to mention, and I should have made a video that day, but I just didn't, man. I was too busy. But October 31st, Halloween, I had a couple strange incidents happen to me, and boy, I tell you, they scared the hell out of me. Um, One of them was I was driving through Kentucky to Indiana, and I was coming through 65 north. And once I crossed over from Louisville, Kentucky into Indiana on the state line, there was this old pickup truck, like a Ford Bronco. It had to be like a 92, covered in dust. I couldn't see inside the windshield, but he got behind me. And normally when that happens, I don't really trip about that because, my truck is governed, and a lot of companies I work for, our trucks are governed, so I can only go so fast. So usually what happens is the person behind me gets impatient, and they just go around me, especially if I start slowing down. That's how you get tailgaters off your tail when you're driving a truck. You realize you got 53 foot of feet back there, so it's a long way, but sometimes they'll fall behind you and then flick you off and then go around you. But this particular guy, oh man, this was weird. You know, and let me preface this before I mention what happened. You know, I don't know if I mentioned before, but I used to work in law enforcement. I was a police officer in about three cities, and my career spanned for about maybe 13 years. Um, I worked cities, Philly, D.C., and another small little county I worked. Um, and I always, when I was an officer, right, I used to be scared. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I was scared many times, but what really scared me wasn't the instantaneously fights. You get into a fight with a dude, and you arrest him. And you might win that day. He might win that day. Those never really scared me. What concerned me was the homicidal sociopaths. The ones like you see, cannibal movies about. You see, the Green River Killer, the Zodiac Killer. Those dudes scare me. Even to this day, they do because those situations you get into with them, that's a life or death situation. That's not like, okay, I'm gonna yell at you, yell at me. We might throw blows or something, but then we'll walk away or something, some minor consequence. These situations are stuff that you see on TV. And the reason I mention this, right, is because I've been on this road for about 9 years, like I said earlier, and I never really had any incidents that really scared me out here. I'm a big guy, and I can fight, I can handle my own, and any kind of skirmish I ever had was other truckers or even some of my students even and it never went far other than us yelling at each other and then that was it you know but this particular night on Halloween this year really really shook me up. um I was driving on 65 North heading up to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and when I crossed over to the state line I noticed a 92 or 93 Ford Bronco pull right behind me. But when he pulled onto my tailgate, he was probably 2 feet off my tailgate. So automatically, I assume I was like, you know what, this guy is a tailgater. Oh, not to mention, it was about let me see, it was about midnight, about around midnight. It was pretty late at night, so there was no traffic out there, just me and him, and he was about 2 feet off my bumper. So I look back there and I'm sitting there like, man, why is he tailgating me? And it happens. Some guys be in the zone themselves, but he started to flash me, real, real paranoidally. I mean, just real rapidly, flashing me. And I think he was trying to get me to pull over. And I'm saying to myself, like, why would I do that? So I did the thing that I'm taught to do. The speed limit at that time was 65. I slowed it down to 55, so he can just go around me. You know, Only time a civilian ever flashes a trucker if something's wrong. Years ago I had a guy flash me because there was like a door open back there. It must have broke open or something. But I knew that earlier that night I stopped and got fuel and I checked my truck and there's nothing wrong with my truck. You know what I mean? So I noticed that when I got over to the middle lane, because I was riding in the right lane, he was still driving at this 45-mile-an-hour speed. So he wouldn't speed up to get past me. So I said to myself, that's quite weird. So other truckers were just blowing by, and I just ignored them for a while. And I hit the gas, and I get up to 65, and I get going. Then I look back there again, right? And he's behind me. He followed me off my bumper for about 60 miles. And the problem I was having is when I looked back there, I couldn't see into the truck, into his cab because it was covered in dirt, and the truck was covered in dust, and like a field truck. And I didn't understand. I was like, why would he follow me? And then next thing I know, he's blowing the horn erratically, and he's flashing me erratically. Now, if there was an issue or something, other truckers would have been flashing me too. They would have been like, hey, something wrong with your truck or something. But I don't think it was that. I really think the guy was trying to get me to pull over. See, that gets me a little worried out here because one, I don't have any kind of weapons or anything. Only weapons I have are these big fists here. I throw a haymaker. If you miss that one, baby, then you win it. But I've always concerned myself with the sociopaths, the nut jobs. The guys that are mentally unstable. That was some of my hardest cases as a law enforcement officer. Some of my worst discovery is one too. I'm talking about finding dead bodies and crimes. So it always concerns me, and that for some reason that night I got that feel. I got the feeling that it was something more than what it was. So what I did is, and normally I don't do this, but I actually called the state police, and I was driving down 65 North on the phone with the state police, and they were trying to find my truck. So they told me to slow it down to like 40 miles an hour, put my flashers on. And when I did that, um, about another 20 miles, they were coming up upon me, the state police were. And as I did that, the guy pulled off immediately and shot off somewhere. And the state trooper pulled up next to me and gave me the thumbs up and make sure I was cool. And if it was a problem, he would have pulled me over. But there was nothing wrong with my truck. It was just, you run into these guys out here that are just, weird, and that always concerns me, man. I mean, I've been in some situations that just been strange, out here on the road. Um, After that situation happened, I was just, it shook me up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It just made me nervous, because how do you deal with somebody who's, a nut out here? Like, what I mean? How do you deal with that? So that brings me to another thing that happened to me, right? like I told you, I had a couple situations happen to me. The next thing that happened to me, I was in Cheshire, Connecticut. I was going up there. This had to be around maybe the second week of November. I was heading up to drop off a load up there, and it was about 2 in the morning. And the most strangest thing happened to me up in Cheshire. Personally, the Northeast freaks me out anyway. They got those villages up there. They got Sleepy Hollow up there. I don't know if you guys ever been to New York State, but New York State is creepy at nighttime. It just is. 'Cause you got the old graveyards there. You got the old English stuff there. That's just hundreds of years old. So I'm gonna tell you what happened to me this night. I'm driving through Cheshire, right? Cheshire is a little village in Connecticut. It's small, you know. I like going in there during the daytime. It's beautiful, but at nighttime it is totally creepy. I mean, they got 16th century Dutch stuff there. I mean, stuff that's been around since 16, 1700s. So it was about 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was going to get ready for my delivery there because I had an early appointment like I have now. Right now it's about 2 in the morning, and I went over there, and it's raining. It's pouring down raining. So I'm passing this graveyard, right? And I look over to the graveyard. There is a man sitting in a chair at the entrance of the graveyard in the rain with no umbrella, no nothing, just sitting there. Man, listen. Listen, that scared the hell out of me. I mean, I swear to you, Dot, man, that was the weirdest thing I ever saw in one of my 9 years. Well, actually, I've seen something else weirder too up there, but that was the most weirdest thing I saw in a long time up there. I'm literally driving down the road in the middle of the night in the pouring rain, and I look over to my left into the graveyard, and there's a man sitting there in a chair, just staring aimlessly into the street. Man, I went over here, made sure those doors were locked, and man, I kept it moving, man. That shook me up, dude. I was like, oh my, I can't believe this. In like 2 weeks, I had weird incidents happen to me. But you know what? It be like that out here, man. You know, it be like that. You run into these weird, strange people, man. Sometimes they're truckers, sometimes they're not. You know, I haven't had any physical harm come to me at all. I mean, I almost been in a couple, fights, but that was with truckers arguing over stupid stuff. But I just wanted to tell you guys about that, man. Strange events. It does happen out here. But I'm just waiting for Bigfoot, fucking a UFO one of these days. I swear. I got a new phone, so I'm gonna get that on camera. But when I seen that guy sitting in the graveyard in the chair, first I thought it was a statue, and I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. But no, it was a fully grown man sitting in a chair in the middle of the graveyard when it was pouring down raining. Boy, listen, I don't know. You guys can make that up. You guys can make up what that was about. I don't know what he was going through, But it was the weirdest thing, man. These last couple of weeks have been totally weird. So now, I went home for Thanksgiving, thank God, and I was able to reset my mind and kind of like, turn off the trucking for a little while, and now I'm here back to work. So anyway, I just want to make a quick video, man. I'm up here at this receiver. It's very cold up here, man, and just want to see how everybody's doing. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's still watching my videos. I promise you, I will be making more and more videos as we come along. Any questions, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll get back to you. Until then, be safe and keep an eye out for weird stuff. Strange and weird occurrences, I swear. Peace.